Hello, Gary Champion again, psychic medium this morning. And I wanted to make a video today, but I didn't want to make just a video. I wanted to maybe reach out and talk about those who want to become a psychic medium, those who have abilities but don't know what to do with it. Or maybe you're stuck. Maybe you're progressing along and you're sort of stuck. And I can tell you what I did. That's about the only way I know how to do it. I can't tell you about something I've never done. Every video I've ever made has been something I've done, I think, or was involved in, or heard, or saw. And this is one of those. Psychic mediums, you're kind of born that way. You're born sensitive. And many people are born sensitive that don't become mediums. You sort of get triggered into it one way or another. I think I've talked about this before, how taking a drug for anything, a sinus thing or something more serious, can often alter you just enough that you begin to see and know things. People have been struck by lightning. People have had someone pass in their lives, like me. My grandmother passed. I was there a foot away from her, and that made a big difference. Immediately, I was a medium. But if you're very sensitive and you haven't been triggered as a medium, there are a lot of things you can do to make that happen. And the only one I know that really works is to do psychic medium things. Psychic mediums are born with a different neural network. Our brains operate differently. And maybe you're basically a psychic medium, but you repair cars for a living. So the psychic medium neurals become weaker, less important. You're still there, and occasionally you know things. You'll have moments of seeing and knowing things that other people don't. And then you revert back to the car mechanic neural net because it's becoming stronger because you're not doing this, you're doing the car repair. So if you begin doing psychic medium stuff, I think I made a film a year or two ago where I went out to the mall and just sat and read people as they walked past in front of me. And I filmed it, and I think I put it up for a while. It was a very strange video. I just put a camera down where no one could really see it and would begin to read people as they went by in front of me. Even if you're not very good at it, that's a great exercise to, what you're doing is telling your psychic medium self, these are things you want to do. And that's more important than the actual doing of it. The end result is that you're telling yourself that this is something you're interested in. So yourself gets energized to do something. Reading friends. It's a good psychic medium stuff to do. Reading books about it. The psychic mediums don't need cards. We don't need runes or tarot cards or anything like that, but you might learn that. It's a very good skill to have. Card readers are quite good, some of them. I mean, extremely good, and just as good as anything. We just don't happen to need cards. But if you learn how to read cards, it triggers, again, something inside of you that says, this is something I really want to do. So if you're going down the car mechanicking route and never venture into these other things, those neural networks that are intended to be for psychic mediums, the psychic medium, never get strengthened to the point that they're any good. your car mechanic skills become dominant, suppressing these. So by going down the road of reading books about it, reading friends, and trying to read everybody wherever you're at. They don't know what you're doing. It shouldn't offend them. You're not telling them anything. Try and pick up on what they're about without them speaking. A great place is lunch for dinner. I do it all the time, and sometimes I give little readings. And this one place, that's burger place I go to all the time, they all know what I do. Because I think over the years I've read them all. Maybe writing a book about your psychic medium experiences. You don't have to publish it. Just writing the words that express what actually happened reinforces a neural net telling yourself that you want to do this kind of work. It's interesting. Maybe too complicated, but I think you all know what I'm talking about. When you walk the path of a psychic medium, you're telling yourself this is something you really want to do. At some point, by doing that, this psychic medium neural net becomes much stronger, maybe even strong enough to overcome the one that you've been doing for 20 years. And eventually, suppresses that to the point that this can come out and you begin reading people and making a living at it, or just for your own, really for your own amusement or for helping friends. And it's amazing how many psychic mediums are in the stock market or speculative land purchases or anything where looking at something and discerning which one is the better one. It's like, and it works if you're looking at a menu with food on it and you don't know which one to pick, and some of them are just not that good, and you instinctively pick the one that is good. That's psychic medium ability, or possibly psychic ability, which is different. Anyway, it's a little tutorial really on the things that I've done, and I still practice these things all the time. I still go into restaurants and look at the thing. I still read the waitress that comes over, strangers. I don't read in the neighborhood. It wouldn't end well. But you can reverse that and say you're a psychic medium. This is what you want. This is what you're doing. You do this all the time, but you really want to be a car mechanic. So you go buy you an old car and you start wrenching on it, taking parts off, rebuilding carburetors and replacing things and rebuilding it, learn how to rebuild an engine. And pretty soon this becomes stronger than this. This fades and this neural net takes over this one. Now this one never completely goes away because you've used it. Once you've used any kind of neural net, psychic medium neural net, automobile, air conditioning, heating, it's always going to be there. But it'll become weaker, allowing this one to supplant. That's the word I'm hearing. Okay. Be the stronger of the two, and you can go down the road doing that. And the more you do this, the weaker this one becomes. It never goes away, and it can be re-triggered by, again, going back and doing psychic medium things. Reading at little fairs on weekends, learning to do cards, any of that stuff. By doing psychic medium stuff, you become a psychic medium. You can actually trigger yourself over a period of time. Key here is you can't just do it for a day or a week. You have to do it kind of all the time. And that way you tell you that this is something you want to do. I hope the video helps. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.